already having fun with our next guest. He is the worst mocker of doghouse restaurants.
You've gotten so good at saying that.
Just in time, right? Worst mocker. And today he's bringing his signature creativity to some amazing honey chipotle chicken wings. I'm telling you, chicken wings like you've never had before in your life. Please welcome back our good buddy, Adam Gertler. So good to see you, Adam.
So good to see you. Thanks for having me back.
Honestly, I always smile when I see you're coming back because I know we're going to eat well. Everything you make is delicious.
Well,
From
you know, we test it
to your
before we
chicken.
come in.
You do a great job.
We definitely do that. We're not cooking on the fly. By the time we get to home and family, it's got to be tested and retested. So.
And this has been tested and retested, and it's been customer approved by many. And we'll get to that in a minute as to why these are the best chicken wings you will ever have. So I know that your chicken wings specifically, not only are they the crispiest, and we're going to talk about it, but they're also really infused with a beautiful, delicious flavor because of the dry rub you put on them.
So we're going to get on the dry rub. So we have salt and pepper, we have sugar, we have garlic, we have onion, we have cayenne. Now, a lot of people talk about brining chicken. Brining happens in a liquid. So this is a dry cure, which is going to accomplish very much the same thing that a wet brine does. But because we want these wings to be super crispy, we found that a dry cure will absorb less liquid and allow this coating to stick more. And with a wing, it's really important. Let me go into the bigger bowl. This makes much more sense. Okay, so it's actually quite a bit of seasoning that you can see. And we cure these 12 hours or overnight. If you're seasoning your chicken wings, doing it an hour or 10 minutes ahead is going to be great. But to get to the bone, I find like 12 hours because I want you to taste them all the way to the bone.
That's the best.
I'm not going to make you wait 12 hours.
Okay.
Because I have some right here. That are already seasoned. So these are cured, and you can actually see the texture on the outside. It has a little bit of like a pellicle, right?
Sure.
And that means that there's less moisture on the outside, and that means it's easier to get it crispy because water is the enemy of moisture.
Correct.
So we want to desiccate or remove moisture from all things on the outside to get them crispier.
This isn't just a cooking lesson, it's also a science lesson.
They are one and the same, Debbie!
It really is. Cooking is science. So now, do those need to be room temperature before we make our batter and we dip them in the batter?
The wings themselves, no. You could take these from cold. They'll take a little longer to cook. You can certainly bring them up to room temperature, and they'll cook a little quicker and more even. Now, we talked about the crispy wings. The reason that we need them to be crispy is because we're going to coat them with a sauce.
Okay, so you're going to make the honey chipotle sauce before we start frying. All right,
exactly.
So what goes in that?
So we got garlic. We got lemon zest and lemon juice.
Okay.
We have cumin. We have salt. We have pepper. We have chipotle peppers in adobo. These are so smoky, little spicy. Yeah, they're spicy, but smoky and delicious. This is not a very spicy sauce because most of it is honey.
Wow.
That's the other thing that you want to know. When you make like a sauce, the more, if it's sugar or oil-based, it will penetrate the coating less. So because this is mostly honey, honey is not going to really sink into the crust. That's why these wings are crispy even hours after you eat them, even if you had them like in the room temperature.
These are truly the crispiest wings I've ever eaten.
Are you digging them?
I'm digging them.
All right. Okay.
This is unbelievable how crispy they are, and they're covered in so much of this beautiful honey chipotle sauce.
Yeah, and then the sauce is life. Sauce is life.
Sauce is life.
All right, so we got everything in our blender here, and we're just gonna let that go.
Okay, now, there's a reason why, not just the way you cook them and how long you cook them and the dry rub that's gonna pull out some of the moisture, but also the batter has a lot to do with this.
Yes, so this batter is made with mostly cornstarch and about half of that amount of flour. It's made with ice cold water and a little bit of that same seasoning cure that we made because we're gonna repeat those flavors. So we're gonna have the flavor on the outside and on the inside. Look at that. Look at that. Do my thing.
That sauce is good on anything. My goodness.
Yeah, absolutely. So now the coating has to rest, right? Because the flour needs to absorb and hydrate.
So what do you mean by that? You'd put.
I mean that if you were to fry with it right away, it would be very thin. As it sets, it actually absorbs some of the moisture and it gets a little thicker.
Okay.
And you'll see how well it coats the wing. And you want all that coating on there because, again, this cornstarch-based coating is going to create a watertight shell that is going to allow it to stay crispy. Anything is going to be crispy when it comes out of the fryer, but we're talking about staying crispy.
So how long would you want it to actually rest in there?
At least a half hour.
Okay.
So look at that. With the batter on there, they're going right in.
I know that you have become famous for the crispy chicken arriving crispy upon delivery.
Yeah, because this is a new world, and we're doing a lot of delivery food. And when in the world of delivery, sometimes the food doesn't get there right away. It's not like when you show up to our restaurant, you're eating. So with Jailbird, our new chicken wing and chicken tender concept, we figured if we're going to deliver wings, where a lot of other people make wings, these have to be crispier. They have to be better. And so that's why we really delivered this batter. It's designed to go through the rigors of the delivery process. And believe me, I tell you, sometimes the driver shows up, they get called away, they're waiting a long time, the food's ready. There are so many things that can go wrong with this process, and I've been living in it for a year. You know, I have my own restaurant too, my own kitchen. And it's a nightmare, you know, like you're dealing with customers all the time. You want them to get their food. So if the food takes a long time, sometimes that's out of our control. But if the food isn't great when it gets there,
then it's a problem.
They're not going to call you back.
Right.
I just want them to call me back. Every time you try this food, I just want you to be like, man, I can't wait to tell somebody or to get it again. Okay, so we have.
I'm telling everyone how crispy this chicken is.
Thank you. All right,
so
look at
good.
this. We're frying away in there, and let me see. Get you. As you can see, they kind of stick together. So it's important that you kind of break them up when they go in the oil. But you can already see how those like sort of rivulets are forming on there. Look at that. That's all that batter that's going to be super, super crispy.
No, those are little. How long would they have to?
These, you want them to go about 10 minutes. Okay,
so, even though they're that little. Okay.
Yeah, so sometimes they're a little bit bigger, but I think 10 minutes because a wing, you have a lot of tendon and a lot of fat.
Okay.
So you don't worry about overcooking a wing. Like if this was breast meat, I'm super careful about you can't overcook it.
Okay.
But because a chicken wing has got a lot of fat, it's pretty secure. So when they come out and they look like that, just give them a little coating.
Wow.
Of that honey chipotle sauce.
This would be perfect to serve at a barbecue because they'll stay crunchy.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, well, you can put them out. That's why they're great for entertaining. And that's the thing, is like you really just want the thing to stay crispy because that's what's going to make people take note over time. They'll be like, I can't believe this is cold and it's still crispy.
It's still delicious.
Yeah. So what we like to do is we plate these up here and just kind of, we have the chipotle pepper, so we're taking a little of that Mexican influence, and we're actually going to top it with a little Mexican cheese. This is cotija cheese, which has just got a delightful little funk. It's kind of almost like a feta.
Oh, I love that, a delightful little funk.
Delightful little funk. Look at that. Beautiful.
Those are delightfully delicious. You got to try one.
Oh,
Go on.
Thank you. I'm gonna.
Cheers.
What?
Cheers,
Listen.
Adam. Do you hear the crunch?
Mm-hmm.
You hear that crunch? It's unbelievable. Fantastic. We love you, Adam. You can catch all of Adam's adventures on Instagram at Adam Gertler and grab this amazing crispy recipe at hallmarkchannel.com.